Ferrari has been labelled as the biggest problem child in the sport right now. A former F1 driver reckons they're pretty clueless about the root causes of their own issues. And after the team's struggles in the Spanish Grand Prix, which included Charles Leclerc being shunned by the team, he may be right. Let's talk about it in today's video. Ferrari's drivers had a bit of a rollercoaster weekend at the Spanish Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc, qualifying at the back of the grid in Barcelona, described the SF23 as practically impossible to handle in left-handed corners. Meanwhile, his teammate Carlos Sainz put his car in an impressive second place, just behind Max Verstappen. The race turned out to be a letdown for both drivers as well. Sainz gradually dropped back and finished in 5th place when the checkered flag waved. On the other hand, Leclerc couldn't even secure any points, leaving Ferrari trailing a significant 52 points behind Mercedes, who currently hold second place in the Constructors' Championship. Essentially, Ferrari finds itself in a battle for second place behind Red Bull for the rest of the 2023 season. Even though Ferrari implemented notable upgrades in Barcelona, including Red Bull-inspired side pods as part of a broader structural overhaul of the car, Ralf Schumacher is of the opinion that the Scuderia has greater concerns to address. According to him, the team remains uncertain about the specific areas where their problems lie within the organisation. Writing for Sky Deutschland, he said, "The biggest problem child is Ferrari. Team boss Fred Vasseur seemed at a loss. When I asked him how long it would take Ferrari to catch up with the leaders, his answer was, first we have to identify the problem, then we can say how long it will take. They don't really know what the problem is. They've had the problem of the tyre degrading too quickly for a year, and in Barcelona, apart from qualifying, they were simply too slow." The 6-time Grand Prix winner suggests that Ferrari might have to accept the possibility of abandoning their hopes for this season and the beginning of the next in terms of achieving full competitiveness. It appears that this year is shaping up to be a transitional period at Maranello following the appointment of Vasseur as team principal. He continued, "Ferrari still have a rocky road ahead of them. Vasseur has only been in charge for a few months. It just takes time, and you have to give him that. He is in the process of bringing some new people into the team. It may take some time before they all start working and this work bears fruit. So it's quite possible that Ferrari can forget about this season and the beginning of next year." During the Spanish Grand Prix, Ferrari mechanics disregarded Charles Leclerc's requests. Leclerc's race engineer, Xavier Marcos Padros, advised him to make a pit stop for new hard tyres with 23 laps remaining. However, Leclerc expressed his disagreement and insisted that the team opt for the soft compound instead. In recently revealed team radio communications from the race, Padros informed Leclerc that, "We'll box this lap for hards," to which Leclerc replied, No guys, let's go for the softs." Padros acknowledged that he heard Leclerc's strategy suggestion but remained silent, prompting Leclerc to intervene in the final sector. With no update regarding his earlier plea, Leclerc eventually inquired if he should still come into the pits. Approaching the final corners, Leclerc received the go-ahead to make the pit stop, but it was made clear that they would not be following his advice when Padros said, "Yes, box, now box, we are putting on the hard." After enduring another race without scoring any points, Charles Leclerc has made a plea to Ferrari, urging them to figure out what they are doing wrong with their car. This weekend's Spanish Grand Prix was particularly challenging for Leclerc in Barcelona. He struggled with the rear of his car during qualifying, resulting in him being eliminated in Q1 for the first time since the 2019 Monaco Grand Prix. In an attempt to address the issue, Ferrari decided to change the rear of his car, resulting in starting the race from the pit lane. However, despite these changes, Leclerc could only manage a 12th place finish, which later improved to 11th after Yuki Tsunoda received a time penalty. Following his disappointing race, Leclerc told Sky Sports, "I don't understand what we're doing wrong, but we are doing something wrong. I went from the first hard to a second hard in the last stint, did exactly the same thing, and the car is behaving in a completely different way. And we have to obviously understand, work, but we really need to now, because it's been a few races we've been struggling with the conditions or having a very picky car, and today was no better." When questioned about whether he felt more comfortable in the car during Sunday's race compared to qualifying, Leclerc responded, "I did. The limitations were the opposite. Saturday, I could not drive. I had a rear that was super loose and super strange. We will analyse all of this at the factory, which has not been done yet. Sunday was mostly the front where the issue was, so the limitations were completely different. The feeling was a little bit better today. On the second and third stint was quite a bit better. The first stint was really bad, but I think that was tyre related. We really must analyse all the data, because while the upgrades seem to work as expected, we are always slightly caught out by what is happening with the tyres, and we struggle to get them in the right window, which is a big problem. We ran the same tyre twice in the same race, and we went from having a very bad car to quite a good one towards the end of the race. Prior to the season, Leclerc emphasised that he was assertive and outspoken within the team to ensure his desires were heard. Nevertheless, he also emphasised his ongoing trust in Ferrari's strategic decisions, despite the team's costly misjudgments in the previous year. Ferrari's poor decisions during races such as Monaco, Britain and Hungary in 2022 resulted in missed opportunities for collecting valuable points. Leclerc said, "In terms of being more vocal when I'm in the car and taking more in hand the decision, I don't think this is the way forward, because people don't understand how little information we have in the car about the whole situation during a race. We won't win a world championship if I am making the decisions on my own in the car. This is not how it works, and on that I'm convinced." Lewis Hamilton, the illustrious 7-time Formula One world champion, has yet to finalise a new contract with the Mercedes team. Considering this situation, F1 pundit Tom Coronel has recommended that Ferrari should go to great lengths to lure the British driver away from his beloved Mercedes F1 team. According to Tom Coronel, Ferrari is in need of a fresh approach to reignite their performance at the pinnacle of motorsport. In this context, he mentioned Lewis Hamilton and expressed the following sentiment. They have to make a choice at Ferrari that shakes things up. A rumour is really cool, but for all I care, I think they should pay Lewis Hamilton $20 million too much to get him. Then at least something happens in that team to give them a bit of positivity. They need someone like Lewis because the package they have is wrong. So start with this. Drop the bomb, because they need something new. Despite the speculation and opinions from various pundits about Lewis Hamilton potentially joining Ferrari, the British driver himself has consistently expressed his commitment to the Mercedes team in the coming years. Hamilton has enjoyed substantial success with Mercedes and remains hopeful that their winning partnership will endure. That being said, nothing is set in stone. So should Ferrari go all out and exhaust their resources in acquiring Sir Lewis? Tell us what you would do in the comment section down below. And, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thanks for watching.